posted 3 things on Instagram today, and I ended with one that talked about the word live spelled backwards as evil. And for a long time in my life, maybe a few years, I thought that meant that to want to live is evil. But I've come to a lot of really important conclusions in the last 6 months especially, that things are not the same thing if you look at them backwards or forwards in this now. They may look the same to someone else, except right now you are creating. So you are in the creation process. So if you are looking at the ending now, you don't know the ending. The ending is dependent on what you choose today. In fact, every literal moment in your feet is dependent on what you choose today. And I think for some people that's a lot of pressure, and so they'd rather just create a script or follow someone else's script. But I believe in an evil in the world that is actively trying to trick us into giving away our now, giving away our lives, giving away the only clay that makes your life is right now. And I started writing songs about death. I started trying to project the ending of what it would feel like to be a failure at the end of my life, and I started trying to really imagine it and side with failures, and as if failing has anything to do with whether or not people are into my weird, obscure music that comes from a place of trauma, when a lot of the people who would prefer my music would be inclined to hear me write the cheesy songs and love songs and light-hearted songs that are more similar to my uplifting Instagram posts. And it's kind of all just an obsession, in my opinion, and anything, I guess, that you attach the word "my" to, like I just did with Instagram posts. But I could do it with my songs. Someone's not rejecting you just because they don't like everything that comes out of your mouth or out of your being. Anyway, just wanted to affirm that life is meant to be lived, which is a forward, L-I-V-E-D. It is not meant to be put backwards, which is the literal word devil. You're not supposed to be planning things out. You don't know anything. Give us this day our daily bread. You don't know. You don't know what the state of the world will be. And, you can believe that based on a script in your mind, based on a 10-year plan. But things could change in the world. And I know then you can course correct, and that's great and lovely. And maybe it is, give to Caesar's what is Caesar's. Maybe you can't have certain types of things, certain types of wealth, or certain types of property if you don't script out your life like that. I believe that could be true. But why do you want those things? That's an interesting question to me. And if that's not an interesting question to you, then maybe this channel is not for you. And I used to believe I needed to change the questions on my heart to suit all the people that I loved. And now I speak the questions on my heart, even if it might make uncomfortable some of the people that I love. Because I believe in discomfort. I believe in sitting with questions. I learned that at a liberal arts college. I believe in the questions contain God. The questions contain the now. And I don't believe we have to solve them and figure them out and move on to something that has all answers. I believe we're supposed to be living the questions. And that's not a bad thing. And I love cherry blossoms. This is the exact tree I want. Or this moment is the exact moment I want. Walking by this exact tree right now. That's one way that future can trick you. Why do I need to have a tree like this in my own yard? A yard I don't even have yet because I'm not a homeowner and we rent. And we have gorgeous flowers in our backyard, but because we don't own it, does that mean we don't have it? We've lived there 5 years. I don't know. Think about it. Do you really ever own land? Do you own your house? If you own your house for 20 years, but then you sell it, did you own it? If you still can't go there now, you can go there in your mind. Does ownership do anything more than just build financial equity? I have as much right to my rental house as owners do to their house, I suppose. In some ways, I guess there's some constrictions, but I don't know. Ownership is weird. Like, it's a John Lennon kind of idea. If we lived in a world without ownership, then this tree is mine. You know? I don't know. I find it all very interesting and worth thinking through, and at the end of the day, everything I'm rambling about right now, I don't care as much about as the piece that's on my heart from reading a lot of some Buddhism this morning, Taoism, some of Jesus' teachings, and then praying first for all of the people who've ever hurt me. Not all. I barely get even through probably half the list. Not because I'm so wounded, and I am, and I'm not trying to mock pain, but I don't believe that I'm any more wounded than anyone else. But I do believe I've taken a lot of things personally that maybe weren't personal. But I try to pray for those people first, because those are the people who, if my mind accidentally stumbles on somebody who hurt me, or heaven forbid, like they pop up in my social media or something, then those are the people that have the potential to kind of ruin my day because of the new thoughts that come after that, thinking about them, seeing them happy, seeing them sad, That's too rigid of a way to live, to sort of block out those people. And so when I pray for those people, it's selfish, but not bad selfish, just it does help myself to say the words, God bless, and then say a name of somebody who they hurt me, or I hurt them and I feel guilty, or anybody, All of that is a very learned thing, and it's a very recent thing in the last 6 months for me. And I keep saying 6 months. I guess by now it's about 8 months. It's kind of just back to where my YouTube video uploading stopped. I'm like 8 months behind in uploads now. But it's right before I went on Jitter's Great Adventure, as I called it, out west. And, that driving trip changed me, I think, but that was just the beginning. I then really changed by being honest in my relationships, back in my present, in my feet, being very honest, taking big risks of communication, admitting when things were not great for me, and starting to hold my own ground, even if it was painful, the fear of losing things I loved. And I wrote some songs out of that helped me, and I held on to them, and now I can kind of let some of them go, because the risks I took turned out to be the most perfect risks I could have ever taken. And it doesn't work for all things, but it did work in this case, I guess. Anyway, I'm being a little bit vague because it's my personal life, which I know for a long time I splattered it all over YouTube, but that's not as interesting to me now. Trying to more share the philosophical pieces of it so that maybe in a general way it can help you too. I partly also just wanted to document that cherry blossom tree. But mainly I wanted to just share the thing that I said on my Instagram. And you can go to my Instagram, I think it would be from today, which is May 4th. May the 4th be with you. And I shared like 3 different things on May 4th, 2021. And they all came from a place of spirit and love, and like a fellow man kind of love, not a specific one. And yeah, just kind of living in that. Well, that's my day. And I just took a walk, and I got a soft pretzel. It was always one of my favorite things to do. This is what's left of it. And this trail in Spring Lake, Michigan is beautiful. I went house hunting, saw my first house with my boyfriend on Sunday. I was going to say Saturday because that's when it was supposed to be, but it got moved. And I'm using Noom. My one-on-one coach is pretty cool. She understands my need to not get too deep down into the dark places and kind of stay stay as buoyant and positive as I can while making changes. Anyway, just feeling optimistic and happy and at peace with nature and at peace with this day, at peace with still being in Grand Haven, Spring Lake, at peace with God, grateful to God, feeling like insanely grateful for my life and for all the beautiful things I have, for all the opportunities that I have to make changes and to be the same. Both things. I was gonna write a song. I forgot about that. I don't see anywhere to put my phone. There's these benches, but they say wet paint. I don't know. There's phlox all along the side of the path. Purple phlox. Phlox smells really good. It smells kind of like lilacs. Okay, I'll make an a cappella song. No, I'm not feeling that. I will keep talking until I find a place to put my phone and write a song. I'm not trying to. I'm actually getting over my feelings about money. I believe that a lot of people believe it's a thing that you have to be very intentional about, and I am very deliberate, and I believe more in luck, coincidence, alignment, spirit. I think you can genuinely attract different opportunities by how you behave and what choices you make. So, okay, I'm gonna sit over here and make a song. So it's been cool to line up with that and kind of realize that I don't have to believe what other people around me believe. I don't have to feel guilty about money. I don't have to feel bad about the things that I want. I don't have to feel bad making a rent payment and thinking, oh, I should have given it all away to charity. There are lots of thoughts like that I used to have. So, okay, looks like this can go on my coffee cup. Hopefully slanted upward enough that you're not just staring at my belly. Well, maybe you are. It's in my fanny pack. And oops, my belly button. Oh yeah, I didn't put it in my fanny pack. Oh yes, I did. I'm very disoriented from this terrible angle. Sorry about that. I'll give you a view of trees and maybe this sign that says no motor vehicles. Let's do that. That's lovely. There you go. Okay. Put my pretzel down. Boop. Here we go. Songwriting adventure of the week number 1. I don't think I've written a song this week. That's not like me, although it's kind of like new me. The birds are here and saying the things I want to hear. It's loud in my brain. Like a river rushing forward, and you can doubt me like I've doubted most everything, most my life and time. But it's time to change my tune and my mind about the ways I want to use my time. Line a moment the same time last year, and numbers are just numbers. They're moving like a river that I feel in my blood, in my heart, pumping and not pouring out, 'cause I need this life force for me. Most of all, does it make me selfish to admit that I need to focus on this small little body, this small little moment in time, made for me and for a rhyme. And you will see, and I will see what we will be when we're free, like a bird is free to sing the same words on its heart year after year. Oh, so happy to be here, to be here, to be here, to be here. Well, that's a song. Have a lovely day. I gotta go teach some piano lessons, and I don't think I have a ukulele. Oh, I do have a ukulele lesson tonight. I need to remember that. I promised my niece, we bought her a ukulele for her birthday, and I promised her we'd add a little mini ukulele lesson to the end of her piano lesson. Hello, birds. All right. Have a great day. Bye.